The Sydney Games were a watershed in the whole Olympic era that we find ourselves in now, in the lead up to 2012 and beyond. And the reason I say it's a watershed is because it marked the transition from sailors who essentially funded their own programs to sailors who suddenly had enough resource, enough funding to go full time. And the group of sailors that went on that journey with me at that time were so appreciative and so grateful of this new funding. Their enthusiasm knew no bounds, and that meant their potential had no bounds as well.
I think I'd describe it that in 1996 Olympic athletes were part-time, and really after the introduction of the lottery funding in 97, 98, Olympic athletes became full-time professional athletes. And that was a huge difference, I think, in the level of support and the performance of all Olympic sports, and noticeably in sailing.
So I led the regatta in Sydney, I mean, from the very start until that final day. And in the penultimate race, I finished 14th, and I thought the world had ended, that I'd just completely choked under pressure. And I came alongside Mark Littlejohn, my coach, in the rib, and I'm really struggling to fight back the tears, and he said, "Look, congratulations." He says, "You've worked, for 12 years to win a medal, and you have." And I'd secured a medal, but obviously didn't know the colour. He said, "Look, just relax. You're good at this. You're good here. Just take 5 minutes, set your boat up and make it gold." And then obviously I did. I got a tear in my eye already.
I will never forget sailing in through the Sydney Heads, massive waves, bright sunshine, having just won a medal. Iain said to me, "When we hit the dock, Mark, your life will change forever." And he said, "We're not going to get the fast tow back. The press can wait. They'll still be there when they're waiting for us. They'll still be there. And we'll just, under main, sail the 50 minutes back through the harbour, just ourselves." And we just sat in the bottom of the boat, and I think I rang, Bill dropped a phone onto the boat, and I think I rang my family back in the UK, and rang a few rallies, and just enjoyed and waved at people going by, and just enjoyed the sail back in, because he was so right. When we hit the dock, certainly for the next 2 or 3 months, my life was not the same.
We weren't following the results particularly closely during the event. We kind of knew we were in the hunt, but it wasn't really relevant to us. And I remember the last, I think it was the penultimate day, and we'd done 3 races that day, and we finished the last race, and there was ribs and British team people there cheering and hollering, and we looked at each other, and we sort of, what's going on? I said to Billy, Iain Barker's nickname, Billy Barker, I said to him, "Mate, I think we just won a medal."
It was an amazing feeling to win the gold in Sydney. It was my first gold medal. It was a huge battle for me against the Brazilian sailor Robertson, who was a huge rival, and unbelievable racing that we had, and a huge relief to come away with the gold. And I think that gave me the confidence to go out and be successful in the future.
We had an amazing medal ceremony in Sydney. My entire sailing career, I'll never forget that moment. I'm smiling just thinking about it. Early evening, just going dark, on the steps of the Opera House in Sydney, with the bridge in the background and the Olympic rings, and huge crowd. I mean, must have been like 30,000 people there. And I was sitting nervously in the tunnel behind, waiting for my turn. And Ian Walker walked past me, and he said, "Look, this may never happen again. Just enjoy every second." And I bounced onto that podium and was determined to do just that.
It was a pretty iconic venue to go, and lining up with the other medalists, and they were legends. People who sort of looked at Robert Scheitz and Ben Ainsleys and some of the Darren Bundock and stuff in the Tornado, and you just think these, those are the people that you kind of look to and you think, oh, didn't even wonder really if you'd get to that place, and there you are, queuing up to go and get your medal with them.
When you hear the national anthem and see the flag go up the pole, and you know the sailor involved, the sailors involved, and what they've been through, you can't help but get, shiver up your spine. We went from being 2 silver medals in '96 to 3 golds and 2 silvers, the biggest step change in any Olympic programme anywhere in sailing terms. And so I always look back on it and think, gosh, that's an incredible change, an incredible thing to be part of, and I'm also really delighted that the bones of that structure haven't changed significantly since. So yeah, it was pretty special, and yeah, I'm very proud to have been part of that.